More than 800,000 young immigrants have enrolled in DACA. President Trump tweeting today that some DACA recipients are, quote, far from angels and instead are tough, hardened criminals. Jane Timm is with me now to fact check the president's tweet. Jane, a lot of people asking about this one today. President Trump said some dreamers have criminal backgrounds, but others dispute this claim based on the requirements for becoming a DACA recipient. So help us understand, is the president incorrect or correct here?
You know, I think there's probably a grain of truth that occasionally some DACA recipients have tangled with the police in the past, but you can't have a felony conviction and apply for DACA. It is just one of those things that gets you crossed off the list immediately.
Okay.
There's a lengthy screening process that looks into your criminal history, things like significant misdemeanors and a felony conviction say, you know, you can't do it. Even a string of, I think, 3 or more sort of non-significant misdemeanors, like even if you shoplift a bunch of times, that can get you denied for your DACA, your deferred action with your citizenship or your immigration status. So while the president's trying to, whenever he says something to the effect of immigrants are dangerous, I get really skeptical because this is sort of his playbook when he talks about immigrants. As he said, it's some sort of danger to American people. For the most part, immigrants commit crimes at a lower rate than natural-born citizens, and DACA recipients, these young kids who've come here with their parents, are like everybody else. They commit less crime based on what the numbers we see, and there's low numbers there. But I do think there is probably some grain of truth that some people have had issues, much like natural-born citizens.
Just to be clear here, a DHS report last year did say that almost 8% of DACA requesters had arrest records. So do some DACA recipients, you kind of referenced this, have a criminal history or arrest record, some potentially?
Yeah, when you're applying for one of these things, you can sort of claim exceptional circumstances and say, like, look, there's a reason for this, your arrest record or a conviction. It's clear that they're using the broadest possible strokes of numbers that they can talk about. They're talking about DACA requesters, and they're including arrests, which doesn't also mean you did anything. It means you got arrested for doing something. It does not, there's no conviction. This is not conviction numbers they're using. So I think they're trying to have the broadest possible strokes and say, like, some people have some numbers. The Cato Institute, the Libertarian Cato Institute, looked at that report and said, actually, that's a much lower arrest rate than the natural-born population.
Yeah, they're saying just 8% here, right?
8% is pretty low. I know the idea is like you want it to be a perfect program, but if they're letting people in who have serious crimes on their record, there's an administrative problem. It's not besmirching the whole program, in my view. If there's administrative error, there's a technical error that lets somebody in who shouldn't have had deferred action on their record and their immigration status, that's an administrative error. That's not necessarily a problem with the program. But of course, the president wants this program to go away. He doesn't like this. He would like to either give dreamers citizenship or some sort of path to citizenship himself and get the sort of good brownie points for that, or he wants to get rid of it. But an Obama-era program, he doesn't really want it.
Jane, anything else that's important to keep in mind when talking about criminal records or other requirements for becoming a DACA recipient? What should our big takeaway be here?
There's a system to find the right people for DACA. It was put in place with a lot of requirements. As Mariana said, it's a lengthy process that says we're going to look at your whole system as your whole person as a record. So it looks at either a string of low-level crimes or serious crimes and says, we don't let you in.
Jane Timm, thanks for coming and fact-checking with us. It's great to see you.
Great to see you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.